What's going on, my friends? Welcome to the post-match. The win, the 2-1. Manchester United 6th in the table into the European places, right on target. Exactly where we're supposed to be. Exactly where we should be. So dreadful that we're 2 points off third. And what are we? What are we right now? We are 1 point off of top 4. 1 point off of top 4. I didn't expect that, man. This was a 5 a.m. game. It's 4 points from second. I know. 1 point off of top 4. Yeah, honestly, though, I was pissed because look, points matter. You know, at this point in time, the table, everything is so tight that it's like, yeah, every game has such huge swings in terms of where your perspective on where the team is in the table, your thoughts on everything. It's all going to make a huge, huge difference in that respect. But like, it's a big win. You know, first, let's talk about the reality of the win here for a moment before people try to downplay it, because people have been downplaying every win we make. Every time we beat a team, it's like something's explained away. You know what I mean? Every time we beat someone, we beat Sunderland. Oh, it's just Sunderland. And now look, they're still in 4th fucking place. You know, every time we beat someone is explained away. When you look at this right now, Crystal Palace have 12 games unbeaten. 12 games unbeaten. Jason, 10 gifted memberships to the community. What a legend. Celebrating the win. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Look, you know, we had, thank you so much, my friend. It's good. It's a good way to celebrate the win. Appreciate it, Jason. But look, we've had 12 unbeaten Palace at Selhurst Park. That means that you realize that means they've beaten almost everybody. They've not lost to nearly anybody at Selhurst Park in a long time, since last season. And we go in and win. We've won 3 of our last 26 games away in London, most of those under Ten Hag, but that's neither here nor there. Most of those under, 3 out of 26. And we get the away win. And it was an early game. And not only that. Yeah, and all 3 were against Fulham. We've beaten nobody but Fulham away in London in 2.5 years. Deep that for a second. Actually, I think it's 3 years. We've beaten nobody but Fulham in 3 years away in London until today. 3 fucking years. We haven't beat anybody away in London. First win at Selhurst Park since 2020. Palace unbeaten games in 12, but be negative. Exactly. This crazy. Like, when you just factor it all in, that's a big win. This is a nightmare fixture, right? I tweeted, because those pricks over at Palace, just like Brighton did, tweeted that 4-0, victory against us when we were away. And we were absolutely horrible in that game, right? And that was Casemiro and a lot of similar players to what we've got right now, but we did it anyway. We won today. Big win. Huge, honestly. So first win away in 3 years in London. It's really, really big. It's really important. We talk about the performance in a minute. Pen and 2 frees, fight, aggression in the second half was everything. Quality still wasn't great, but they stood up. Exactly that. And we also have to add in a factor here, right? Their only goal came off a fucking retaken penalty, which is the most dog shit, bullshit, unbelievable rule I have ever seen. How on earth did they change the rule that if you fuck up your penalty and kick it off your own foot, you get to retake it? If you step over the line on a throw, it goes to the opposition. You don't get to rethrow it. What the fuck on earth What on earth makes that a sensible rule by any measure of the game? What on earth makes that sensible? What a unbelievably stupid, stupid, stupid rule. Yeah, if you score, if you don't score, you can't retake. Fair enough. But I'm saying it doesn't matter. It's a foul kick. It's a foul kick. Why do you get another chance at it? You created a foul kick. It should just be a done. Goalkeeper's goal kick. That's it. Why do you get to redo a foul kick? Nonsense. Anyway, that's the way that Palace scored in that game. I know it happened because of the Alvarez thing, but why? It's a stupid solution. It's a horrible solution. Horrible solution. You do a foul kick. You do a foul kick. Why do you get to redo it? You fucked up. See ya. Sorry you screwed up the penalty. Goodbye. Anyway, whatever. It's the attacker's fault. Nobody else influences it. It's just an error by the kicker. Stupid dog shit rule. And probably that's the first time we've seen it implemented in Europe since the change in the rule. But yes, then we get we get 2 set piece goals, and I have to say, well, yeah, they are set piece goals, but I have to say, like, 2 top finishes from Xerxes and Mount. And what's really good about that, and I think what it goes to show as well, is a couple of things. Xerxes and Mount are playing because Cunha and Šeško are injured. We win games if the 2 players who come in can match the quality of the others that we have. You know, if they can produce something. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're missing our two really key attackers, the 2 guys who come in and they score this time and we win. And they win and we win. It's quality, man. It's just quality. There's a lot more to it. We'll talk about all the performance in a minute. Let me get to these. Let this manager implement the system, ignoring everything, and build the squad. Get the players the system needs. Don't abandon at all costs. Build the freaking squad. Please build the squad. 100%. 100%. We have got to build the squad. And we'll talk about some of the changes that demonstrate this as well, right? Happy with how Amorim has improved our set pieces play. We were down and out for a bit, but came back. Let people downplay it all they want. This was 3 great away points. Amorim needs January signing. Absolutely. Listen, I was pointing this out as well, by the way, because now we're going to get, we don't make open play chances, as if Arsenal aren't winning the fucking league with set pieces right now. But let me remind you all, we were the worst set piece team in the league under Ten Hag. We had a point when we went 200 corners without scoring. Do you guys remember that? I think it was, or maybe it was like 150 or something insane. We were the worst coached set piece team in the league. If there's one thing you have to fully give credit Amorim for, just one, that nobody can deny. Set pieces are a consequence of coaching. We are maybe the second best set piece team in the league. That is a consequence of coaching. There is nothing else you can put credit to for that but coaching. And they are so important to winning games. Look at Arsenal right now. I've made fun of them many, many times, but it's fucking effective if you're good at set pieces. It is fucking effective. We've stopped conceding as many set pieces since Lamens has come in, and we are scoring a lot of set pieces. That is coaching. That is patterned play from the training ground. Facts. And that has to be given credit for. Now, if you want to credit Amorim with one thing, you have to credit him with that. You can have your opinions on everything else, but you have to give him credit for that. Because we were awful at it, and that has absolutely turned around. You know? It has absolutely turned around. Yeah, we're top or second top. Maybe I could find a stat. Hold on a second. I'll look for a stat in a second here on set pieces, because I think it's who scored that has the set piece goals. But yeah, that is something. No one is talking about Amorim and Glasner played with the exact same system and he beat him, but Glasner's a better manager. UK media. Yeah, and look, I was pointing something out. What the fuck? I was pointing something out mid-game as well that I think is worth mentioning, by the way. So set pieces, Arsenal had 10. We are now up to 8 based on who scored. We have 8. Okay. So not first, but we're getting there. But look, if you look at, we are joint first. Who scored says we're on 8 and they're on 10. So I don't know. Maybe there's different measurements, but whatever. It's fine. But if you look at this team, and I pointed this out at towards the end of the game on a watch along as well. Answer me this question. Sky Sports said 10. All right. No. Who scored says 6. I already added 2. So I'm saying we're on 8. Maybe they're counting it differently. Places count things differently. I don't know. But look, if you were to take this team right now, if you looked at the team today, I tell you the truth. You would take Palace's spine over ours. Would you not? Pointed out during the game, you would have taken Mateta, who played really well today. You would have taken Mateta. Oof, Wolves score. You would have taken Mateta. That's huge. We're level with Villa. Wolves score. Take the lead against Villa. You would take Mateta. You would take Wharton. You would have taken their midfield, especially. You would have taken Guéhi as a center back. Maybe I would still take Lamens over Henderson as of now. It's offside, yeah. But yeah, you would take their spine, but we won. So what does that mean about the managers? Does that mean that Amorim's a better manager than Glasner? Doesn't it? Based on the narratives and things like that, you would take Palace's spine of their team over ours in the same system, but we made the adjustments in the second half to win. They didn't. Amorim's a better manager, isn't he? Away, isn't he? Why isn't he? We're above them in the table. We beat them away, and you could argue they had a better team. Look, the comparison to me is silly, but my point is that, and I think what Jason is saying there, which is true, is that people make these comparisons all the fucking time. And then as soon as we win, they're silent. As soon as we win, you don't hear it anymore when it doesn't go that way. So I'm with you on that, Jason. Don't worry. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm there. You know, I don't think the comparisons are right. I think they're always wrong because everybody's managing different situations, different teams, different circumstances. Everything's different, you know, and people do this shit all the time and make these kind of claims all the time, you know, and then when it doesn't work out, then they're nowhere to be seen with those kind of claims. What I look at in this game is that, first of all, the midfield is still crap. Okay. The midfield is still crap. They were getting completely destroyed in that first half by Adam Wharton. They were getting completely destroyed. Adam Wharton was everywhere. We were still second to every second ball, not making tackles, not winning anything. Wharton was one-touching everything forward to us. And I think Wharton was really, really good. And he was winning and picking up positionally a lot of second balls. I think Wharton was really, really good. He was releasing Mateta like over and over and over and over and over in that first half, very, very quickly in the buildup. And I think it becomes really, really obvious when you look at this. When you look at the fact that we had a matched up system in terms of personnel, it's man to man. We were getting destroyed in the midfield, man to man. Destroyed. That's a huge problem. And it's still a problem. And the turnaround in the second half doesn't change that. Bruno, second half, much better. Makes me wonder where that was in the first half, but much better. Was that simply because Palace slowed down because of the short turnaround? I don't know, but much better second half. However, Casemiro was terrible. Terrible. Awful game. Awful game from Casemiro. Not a good first half, not a good second half. It was terrible. It was really ugly. Every time Casemiro passed the ball, it was to the opposition. Even at the end of that game, I pick on Bruno a little, but there was 2 times towards the end of the game defending when he completely whiffs on the ball, and that last free kick nearly killed me. Instead of just clearing the ball, taking a weird attempt at it, and then Casemiro making a bad tackle and that set piece. Jesus Christ, dude. They really combine for some shitty moments. We don't, but the problem is like we were talking about before. Are we saying the solution is to put on Ugarte now? Can we claim that with confidence? No. No, we can't. Can we claim that with confidence that would work better? No. We have a short turnaround till Thursday. And did Casemiro get a yellow in that game, by the way? He did not get a yellow according to SofaScore. So he's not suspended. Someone said he got a yellow at the end of the game, but I don't think he did. But that midfield is still a huge issue that needs to be sorted out. It's a huge issue that needs to be sorted out. Because I don't know that we have the answers, but we're nuts if we don't do business in January. Absolutely nuts. Still a much better second half. But the biggest turnaround was Lenny Yoro coming off from Mazraoui. Really poor penalty to give away from Yoro. Basically identical to his missed tackle against Everton in the same exact spot. I feel for him. And he's young and he looked devastated by it, and I get it. But just Mazraoui for Lenny probably won us that game. Excellent change. Excellent change that Amorim deserves a lot of credit for, because it changed the game. Now, to be fair to myself, I said Mazraoui absolutely should have started at right center back. I think the chat voted for that too, because Mazraoui as a right center back is excellent in possession. He's excellent in possession. He's so good at driving the ball forward. He's so good at playing aggressively forward. As a right center back, Mazraoui is tops. As a wing back, he's not it. But as a right center back, no notes. Now, look, I got to say, Amorim probably wanted Lenny to hopefully get a bounce back from the game against Everton, and all of that. But, it didn't happen. It is what it is. I'll also say De Ligt was awful. De Ligt was getting destroyed by Mateta in that game. He's had his moments. Where De Ligt has a lot of trouble dealing with physical strikers. I'm once again going to give my praise to Harry Maguire and say that we miss him when we do. We miss Harry Maguire. De Ligt does struggle with some of these really tough physical strikers that Maguire knows how to handle. De Ligt was getting absolutely manhandled by Mateta all game. Absolutely manhandled. He was winning. He lost, I think, every aerial duel in the midfield for most of the game. He was getting worked. Unfortunately, he was getting worked. And his passing was really bad today as well. But who was tops? Once again, our man Luke Shaw. He's quietly, Shaw's our best player this season right now. Quietly, Shaw's our most consistent player this season. My KG coins. I can smell the money. Shaw is our most consistent and probably best player this season. He's been so good. You could say don't jinx it. I made the bet. It's too late for that. I made the bet. I made the bet. It's already too late to jinx it. Shaw has been so good. Shaw has been so good. He's so aggressive. He's so aggressive, and he tackles so well. You have to give him massive, massive credit every game. He's saving our fucking ass every game. You know, it's like, what else can you say about Luke Shaw at this point? He killed it, man. He's smashing it. You know, you know, he was really, really good. He wasn't terrible against Everton, though. He was okay against Everton. Dowlow also, I have to say, was good today. Dowlow was in the first half, 9 out of our 11 players, well, 8. I wouldn't say anything on Lamans, but of our 10 outfield players, only 2 weren't awful, and it was Shaw and Dowlow. And in the second half, both were also good. Dowlow was good today. It's credit where it's due. Dowlow was good today. You know, no matter what I say about players, like I say, I don't criticize them unduly, unjustly, or without reason, and I will always walk it when it changes. If they have a good game, they get credit. Could we see Leach at left center back and Shaw left wing back soon? I still don't know about that, but it was good to see Lissandro get back on the pitch. Morning, James. We need to improve massive in our styles. It's more painful than a root canal. For those wanting Glasner should just look at Frank. Agreed. One of the things that certainly matters is these managers taking steps up from mid-table clubs. It doesn't always work out like you think it will. Doesn't always. Yes. It was the aggression from minute one. He was in one. Exactly. It's aggression. It's intensity. It's the same for Bruno. Bruno first half. I'm going to do it in the tactical video because I'm going to show the difference in Bruno first half and second half. The difference in Bruno first half and second half. Right? It's all about aggression. In the second half, Bruno was making tackles. In the second half, Bruno was pressing. In the second half, Bruno was running around to clean up second balls. In the second half, Bruno was putting the intense work in. In the first half, he was not. Period. It's the difference maker in the team. It is the difference maker in the team. You know, it is the difference maker. The ability to being aggressive, working hard is everything. It is. And you can see the difference when we play with energy and intensity. Before we wake up, we are shit. Once we wake up, we're pretty decent. I wish we could do that from minute one. You know? My biggest issue with open play was this weird flicks. It rarely comes off. The system is quality dependent, but at bare minimum wants players to not do stupid thing. The usual keeps doing it. Yeah, there was tons and tons of weird little flicks and touches and all sorts of shit. I was talking about that a lot this week. I'm so tired of the constant attempts at one-touch football. I hate it. It drives me crazy. Just pick the ball up and dribble with it. You know? That's all. That's all I'm asking you to do. Pick the ball up, dribble with it, you know, whatever, right? But look, good performance actually in the end overall on the balance. Not a good overall game, but on balance, we deserve the win. On balance, we deserve the win. If we look at the numbers on this, you know, most of the ball, most of the possession, which you would expect against Palace. It's been that way. 14 shots, 6 on target to 14 with 3 on target. Their goal obviously comes off of a penalty. But, you know, not the best. Not the best. I wish I could see this split up first and second half in terms of duels. But the biggest thing I want to see is that I wish we could hear. Look at the percentage of the tackles won. They won 69% of our tackles. We won 36%. That tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. I wish I could see first half and second half recoveries. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, about the same. You can see that more interceptions, more efficient defending is really what you would call it. But it's hard because it doesn't split it all up either way. Still, it usually always comes back to aggression, when we're more aggressive and all of that. One sec, sorry. But yeah, start Maz for me, Euro bench. Yeah, for sure. Dowlow did really well today. Never thought we'd see such a good game from him in Amorim's system. He seems to get his role more. Makes me wonder if others being coached in the background. I mean, look, I think again, it's just intensity and aggression. It's like, I don't know, man. It's boring. But it's hard to it's boring, but you have to talk about aggression. You have to talk about intensity in every game because it matters so much. It's what we're lacking constantly is that intensity in games. We have 1 loss in 7. Yeah, good point. We have 1 loss in 7 games. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. I mean, if you look at that by the numbers, in the last 7 games, we have fewer losses than City, Chelsea, Villa. No. We have the only team with fewer losses than us in the last 7 is Arsenal. That's it. That's it. So that's something. That's something, isn't it? I mean, Liverpool have 4 in their last 5. It's pretty funny to look at. And by the way, Palace were unbeaten in 3 games before that too. So, yeah. Hey, look, I'm not going to sit and praise the performance over and over and things like that because it was a rough game, guys. I've been up all night practically for this. Game started at 5 a.m. It was a rough game. So I'm not going to sit and praise the performance endlessly, but I will say these are hard wins in the Premier League right now. These are tough games in the Premier League right now. They're tough games. Pulling out the win in the second half is big. You cannot discredit it. It's big. It is big. These are big, big games to win. We need these types of games. We need these because we're not that good. We know we're not that good, right? We're not that good, but we need these wins. We know that though, right? They are who we thought they were. United are who they thought they were, right? We know who this team is. They are mediocre. They are hit or miss. They are a sometimes team. We have a midfield that barely functions. We have a midfield that is reliant on moments of brilliance and things like that, but it's going to be outfought and outworked by everyone. I'll remind you again, we still live and die by Bruno, and that game was evidence of it. He was shit in the first half. We were losing. He was good in the second half. We're winning. We are still a Bruno team. I don't like it. I don't think it's sustainable. I think it's a big reason for the inconsistencies that we are seeing right now. Not just him, mind you. And again, credit when he plays well, because that means we'll win. But as a team, I don't like that. But that's where we are. That's where we are. Until we get more players, until we get deeper into the project, until we get deeper into the rebuild, that's who we are. And we have to accept that. And that means every win we have to take. Every win matters so much. But I tell you what, man, they've got to do it for us in January. If there's no better evidence of that than these games today. And I'm happy to be talking about it with a win. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be talking about it with a win. You know, if we, but this is why it's also close. But it's like if we had a loss, you're sitting there and saying, "Oh, it's all on the manager. It's all on this. It's all on that." But like, because we win, we can look at it with maybe clearer heads, right? When we win, I don't sit here and go, "Oh, we're amazing. Everything's good. We're wonderful." I didn't in the other games. I'm not doing it now. I don't do that. And that's why when we lose, I don't go, the sky is falling and everything's shit. You know what I mean? We can't get too high and we can't get too low on this team because the reality of where we are is exactly where we are in the league. We are a team that will be anywhere between 4th and 8th based on quality. That's where we deserve to be. That's where we are based on the squad. That's where we are based on so much. As long as we're in that range, it's about as expected. We're going to be inconsistent. We're going to have good games. We're going to have bad games. We have not built a team in the way that we would want it to be. We haven't. We haven't. But we need to. Looking at it from a winning perspective means we don't have to panic and freak out about it. And I think sometimes it's easier to see what's wrong when you win than it is when you lose. Because when you lose, there's too much emotion attached to it. Too much emotion attached to it. And I think with the win, we can see the problems. You know, primarily, number one, it's still the midfield. We're going to lose. We need more consistency, and we need more energy in the midfield. They have to invest in that. I think we need more attackers too, you know. Thank God Xerxes and Mount scored because we didn't have anybody, you know. I think if it was up to the chat beforehand, people would have subbed Cheeto on for Xerxes at halftime. Bring Cheeto. We would have been clamoring to sub him on at halftime, and Xerxes would have never scored. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And that's how it's going to be until we make changes to the squad. We needed more attackers and we need more midfielders. I don't think anything else is going to help us. I don't see much difference till then, you know. If it was up to chat, we would have had Lacey, Cheeto, and JJ Gabriel up front. Exactly. Look, a win's a win, and a big away win is a big away win. Look, but that's the thing, right? Like, what I'm happy with Xerxes is that he also had a really poor first half. Agreed. Agreed. You know, he had a poor first half. Turned it around, scored a great goal. Sometimes that's all you need as a striker. Score a great goal. He still had a bad game, but as a striker, if you can get a goal, that salvages your performance because that's your job. That's what you're there to do, you know? And I'll tell you one other little positive. Not a whole positive, but it's a little positive because you have to take it into consideration. Guys, Mbumo and Ahmad were bad, and we won. Mbumo and Ahmad were bad, and we won. Not terrible, mind you. Their bad is better than a lot of players' bad, but they weren't good today, and we won. You would have. That's not a positive, but it's not a negative either. They didn't carry us to victory. That's for sure. That is for sure. They did not carry us to victory. They were pretty mediocre today. The final ball from Mbumo made quite a few errors. Couple bad set pieces as well. That's okay. That's okay. But look, part of the reason for that is that defensively their teams are shifting over to adjust to defend against Mbeumo and Ahmad like we've talked about in the past. When that happens, we need our other players to step up. Xerxes and Mount scored today. That's what's so important, and that's what's so vital to this team, that we have threats in different areas. When teams are starting to really hyperfixate on Mbeumo and Ahmad, and by the way, playing against a man-to-man team with a duplicate system, we're never going to get the same spaces out wide for Mbeumo and Ahmad that we do in other games, right? Never going to happen. So it makes sense. That's why it's so necessary that the other guys perform in those games. It becomes even more important that the other guys perform in those games. So very, very happy to see that as well. But yeah, look, for me, man of the match is Luke Shaw. Man of the match for me is Luke Shaw. I thought Mount was good. Solid. Dallo, solid. Xerxes, poor but better. Bruno, terrible first half, better second half. I thought Casemiro was awful. Okay game from Mbeumo and Ahmad. Not a good game from Lenny. Not a good game from De Ligt. Lamens was good. I think the one thing Lamens did that stood out to me was the really rough shot from Wharton at his hands, that he was able to knock it to the ground and sit on it instead of palming it back into danger like we know India or Onana or something would do. For sure that would happen. So I'll say good. Lamens did good today. Nothing special, but good. In terms of the subs, Mazraoui was absolutely stupendously vital. He won 6 out of his 8 duels when he came on. Was good. Good passing, good progressions, a lot of good clearances. We saw a few minutes of Lissandro. Didn't see much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, I give Amorim a 7 out of 10 for that game, because I don't blame him for what happens in the first half. But whatever he did to them in the halftime dressing room and the subs that he made, or the main sub he made in Mazraoui, won us the game. So big credit for him. He gets a lot of malarkey for in-game adjustments, but go spot on today for Amorim. In terms of managing this game, good management. Good management. He changed the game. You set the team up, picked the best team he probably could given the situation, sorted out the bullshit at halftime, made a good sub, changed the game, and we won. What else can you ask of a manager to do? He did what he was supposed to. You know, I can criticize in terms of the general sense of why we are showing up shit to games, the players and him, but he did the right things in game today to get us the win, period. So the day's management, I think, was pretty good there from him. So yeah, decent. What would I do in the next game? I'm trying to think about that, considering what we just saw. What would you do in the next game, lineup wise? Number 1, putting Mazraoui in right center back, Ahmad out wide, and Mbeumo up top. You keep going with Dallo. You keep going with Shaw. You keep going with De Ligt. I would still change the midfield next game against West Ham. I would still change the midfield next game against West Ham. And then I would put Cunha back into the team for sure. Maybe up top. I don't think Cunha will have lost much fitness, so I don't think it's like he can't start if he's cleared from concussions protocol. I would get Cunha back in the side, though. I still think we missed dramatically his ability to pick up the ball, dribble to progress play. We still missed that a lot. The progression of the ball was still poor. I would just say Maz for Euro, Cunha back in, and something in the midfield. The midfield is still bad. The setup still doesn't work. I'll be very, very happy to break this one down, because it'll be really interesting to see how the game changed based on us winning the second balls in the midfield in the first half versus the second half. And notably, it was Bruno that improved in there, not Casemiro. Like I say, credit where it's due on that front. Yeah, so I don't know. But we have to buy somebody in January. We have to buy somebody for the midfield in January. You know, I go back and forth in thinking that whether Bruno or Casemiro is a bigger issue in terms of the midfield. Bruno turned around the second half at least. Casemiro can't keep up with anybody. I don't know, man. I would put Cunha in probably for Xerxes. I know Xerxes scored, but he still hasn't done enough to earn a place in the team. Mount's good. I would probably stick Cunha up top, to be honest. I'll probably stick Cunha up top in the next game. I don't know what I would do otherwise. I mean, we have a Thursday game, so it's a pretty short turnaround. 3 days off. And then we get West Ham at home, right? A poor team in okay form at the moment. 2 wins and a draw. We'll see what happens against Liverpool. We'll see what happens against Liverpool because everybody beats Liverpool these days. But another opportunity, if you look at like the fixtures and things, another opportunity. And it's at home. This is one we really can't screw up. I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, you want to get Xerxes some time and some minutes and things, but he's not as good as Šeško. He's not as good as Šeško. And so, Šeško's going to come back into the team when he's fit for sure. But it was good to see Xerxes grab something out of his moment there, and certainly something to be said for more time gives you chances. You know what I mean? You improve with more time. Something to be said for that, Maybe Cunha can be an impact player. Maybe that'll be fine for this Thursday. But then Xerxes played 90. Maybe Cunha will be fresher. I don't know. But it was a crazy goal from Xerxes. Like, a great, great goal. Like, fair fucking play to that, dude. Because this is why it's so hard with Xerxes, man. It's so hard with Xerxes. You lose hope, and then you're like, Xerxes, he's finished, he's shit. And then you're like, well, hang on a second. You can see his talent. And then you see it, and you're like, wait. I know what I've seen with Xerxes. And like, you know what you've seen with Xerxes. The problem is that, like, he's a talented footballer. He has skill, but like, it feels like he needs a lot of like momentum and time to get going. But he keeps fighting, he keeps trying, he keeps working, he keeps having, confidence obviously not there. But it's hard because you don't get that much time, to get going. So it's hard because it feels like he's not a good impact player, like as a sub, but he's kind of that level of player. You know what I mean? He's like kind of an impact player level rather than like a good enough to be a starter. But he feels like he also needs consistent minutes to be impactful. I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to balance. It's hard to figure out Xerxes, but there's talent. There is talent there. There's talent there. There's talent there. I don't know. I don't know what we do with that. Maybe he's just not the right fit in terms of a backup. I don't know. I want to keep seeing more from Xerxes because I really like him. I really like him for things like that. But yeah, I really like him for things like that. But will he get the run of play? I don't know. I have no idea. He's still not going to be the starter. Šeško's better. Cunha's better. It is what it is. Final thoughts that I would have on this before we bring on some guests and things like that as well. I got to say is that we've got to buy fucking players, man. We've got to buy players. We cannot pass January by without buying players. We cannot pass January by. We can't. We have to add something because the opportunity is there. And it's not just about shitting on the team or something about being bad. There is an opportunity here to get into these Champions League positions. It's so open, man. And we're so close. We're so close. If we add, we will get Champions League. We will get top 5. I think 5th will get Champions League. We will get top 5 if we add players in January. It's just the level of the team. You know, it's just the level. It's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the level. We can do it. We can do it. We're 1 point behind 4th, 5th, and 6th. 2 points behind 3rd. Now Chelsea are yet to play, so there you have that. We're only 4 points behind 2nd, for fuck's sake. Like, no, I'm not unconfident about January. I'm just saying we have to. I'm not saying we won't. I'm just saying we have to. We have to. We have to add. You know, get the good recruitments in and we have a chance at top 4 and 5. Yeah. We just have to. There's no excuse for it because we can all see the problems. It's so blatantly obvious. It's so blatantly obvious what's going on. We need midfielders. We need midfielders. There's no way anybody watches this game and says, "Nah, we don't need midfielders." Just get a midfielder and let Bruno and Casemiro go in summer. You know? Just rebuild. And start now. Take advantage of this situation. Take advantage of this opportunity. Just 1 would make a big difference. 2 would be fantastic. Just add 1. And hell, maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe we'll stick Gomez or Ederson or somebody next to Bruno and we'll have a Bruno revival and he'll be fantastic with someone better covering him. Maybe Casemiro's the whole problem and it's not Bruno. You know, I think it's both. But maybe it'll be magically, you know, we add somebody different next to Bruno and it all works out. Maybe. And then Bruno can stay and for a few more years and in whatever rotational role. Maybe. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it could. We'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Oh, Tubbs. No, who was the one who said Mount is clear of Cunha? Oh, my God. No, Tubbs. You can't hate on Cunha like that. You can't hate on Cunha like that. You can't. You can't. You can't. Mount's good, though. I like Mount. I've always liked Mount. You know that. But I think Cunha is still very, very important. I think Cunha is still very, very important to our buildup. You'll see when he comes back. I think you'll see when he comes back. Still, Tubbs, midfield. We need the midfield. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We need a midfield. I'm being serious. We need a midfield. We have to get a midfield. Let's look at the quotes from Amorim, and then we'll bring guests on here. Amorim says, United have more time to work on set pieces. Admits he's stolen ideas from his rivals. That's good. That's good. That's good. Set pieces is great. We need to understand the opponent was tired in the second half. When you increase the rhythm and the opponent suffers a goal right away, we had control. Makes sense. It's so important for a striker to score. He's not playing many minutes, but the way he responded in the second half, the small details, win the second ball, first ball, it's important. Absolutely. Good quotes. Good quotes. Spot on. Good to see Mason Mount there console. Lenny's having a rough go, unfortunately. Rough go. Xerxes, it's not just the goal, but also the runs. He won more duels in the second half. He played better in the second half thanks to Josh's quality. We played better because Josh played better. See, this is the thing about Amorim where I don't understand the way that people talk about him. When we win, he never over eggs it and like takes credit or does things like that. Amorim says it's important to win every game, and today was the proof that if you play the same way but increase the intensity and the small details, if we work on the pass and pace, we can beat anyone. At halftime, he said, I just say to the players, we need to be more alive. That's it, man. That's it. That's it. Intensity. We had more intensity in the second half. We played better in the second half, and this opponent in the second half was more tired. So it's everything connected. Full facts. That's it. It's really that simple. There's like fuck all else, you know, that matters, but intensity. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I like Amorim. It's just the simple things. You know what I mean? It's just the simple things. People overcomplicate football so much. It gets too complicated. When you play faster, more intense, more energy, you have better chances to win. Simple as that. He speaks only facts, does Amorim there. People just don't like to hear it because they want everything to be this complex football manager-esque system thing where everything is about tactics and everything is about deployment and everything is controlled like it's a computer game. It's just not. And the day that people wake up to that, we can have better discussions about football. It's just not. The bottom line and the baseline is energy, intensity, and winning your battles. Everything else is secondary to that. If you don't do the first, the second doesn't matter. Tactics don't matter. If you don't do the basics, if you do not outcompete your opponents, you have nothing. By the way, what about Glasner? Chasing the game, 3 center backs on. What a fraud, right? Chasing the game, still had 3 center backs on the pitch. What an absolute fraud he is. Didn't go to a back 4 to end the game when they were behind. What a stubborn, moronic, unflexible, out of ideas, one system, no adaptation, cowardly manager Oliver Glasner is. He had 3 center backs on to end the game. What a coward. Arrogant prick. What a piece of shit human being. I'm just kidding. It's all sarcasm. It's all sarcasm. It's all sarcasm. Like I said, when we win, I don't think we should get too high. When we lose, I don't think we should get too low. We know where we are, man. The 3 center back Glasner thing was going to be my rant at the end of my breakdown video. Yeah. I have to tweet it. I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it too. I'll tweet it too. It's not just that they were chasing the game too, you know. They didn't create anything for 30 minutes in that game. Nothing. For 30 plus minutes, Palace did absolutely nothing. Nothing. They did nothing for 30 minutes. Nothing at all for 30 minutes. It wasn't just that they didn't do it, you know. You know. That's what I want to hear. Why didn't he change it? Where was the 4-3-3? Where was the 4-3-3? Where was the 4-3-3? Where was it, my friends? Sorry. It's always nicer when we win to be able to do these kinds of things, obviously. You know, one thing that does suck, by the way, Bruno getting man of the match. I mean, I'm not going to hate Bruno because he got man of the match, but he absolutely was not man of the match. Absolutely was not man of the match. Because, like, what? Come on, guys. Like, come on. Give me a break. He's absolutely nowhere near man of the match. Like, come on. 2 assists where the other guys did all the work. Let's give some credit. What I hate about it, unfortunately, is we never give credit to other players. No hate to Bruno for it. Again, I thought he had a good second half, but we never get to credit other players because of shit like that. Like, why is Shaw not getting credit for his, you know? Why is Shaw not get credit for his good game, man? He should. Because Shaw was man of the match. Easy. Not even close. Easy. Shaw was man of the match. Like, I don't even think it's debatable, to be quite honest. Shaw was the clear man of the match. He saved multiple goals in the first half. Great tackling, great play overall. Consistent. United's best player was Luke Shaw today. I mean, I don't even think it was debatable. But whatever, you know. I just would like to see other players get some credit for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Talk Sport gave it a shot. Well, fair enough. Talk Sport being sensible. Who would have known? By the way, this is one thing I was going to say that is just awful. Look at this shit, dude. 17 crosses today when Šeško's not on the pitch, and we only hit 2 accurately. Good Lord, can we learn to fucking cross the ball? Well, I'm begging. I'm begging. Can we learn to cross the ball? Please. And do it when Šeško's on the pitch as well, for God's sake. All right, we've hit the hour mark. Let's do some call-ins. Remember, I would like you guys to have the videos. I'm going to try to keep it short, guys. I'm not going to put a timer on here, but I really need you guys to do like maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I know everybody wants to give their thoughts, but usually when we win, it's a little bit easier. Nobody's ranting as much. Understood. But yeah, I can't do 2 hours, but we'll try to keep it to 3-4 minutes per person. Anyway, I'm going to post the link a couple times here. Come on in, get your thoughts. Parth, let's get you in real quick. I know we didn't get you.
No problem.
My friend.
How are you, James?
Good. Good to see you.
Happy with the win. Did not expect us to win entering the second half. Very honest with you. One thing is I would like to see moving forward is some accountability on the players who did perform well, get their chances in the positions they need to play in the system. For example, Mazraoui at right centre back and not right wing back, just to accommodate him. Happy with the win. One thing is good moving forward is some legs into Zirkzee. We will need him when Mbumo and Ahmad go, and hopefully Šeško is back by then. I would like to see the same moving forward with Mainu, because we will need him, and then same thing will happen. What happened last game with Zirkzee, you need to get these people up to speed with the game. The Premier League is a very tough league. It's difficult to beat the mid teams here, and the teams who successfully beat them get into top 4 or top 5. So very happy with the win. It's not an easy place to win, Palace. Not because United have been shit, not just for us, for a lot of other teams as well. So yeah, but moving forward, I want to see some more consistency. And I don't know what happened that first half. Like, that is happening way too often now. And I would even say we got away with one, with Shaw with the block. Otherwise, it was 2-0, and the game was done at that time. Fine margins again. Not to be overcritical about it, but happy with the 3 points. Need to kick on from here. I'm worried about Casemiro playing Sunday, Thursday. It has not worked ever.
I'm worried about Casemiro playing Sunday. So Sunday, Thursday is even worse.
The thing is, there is no option right now. Until we buy someone, there is no option right now. Let's be practical. We can say all about it, but he's the only player who fits this profile right now next to Bruno. As of this moment, not that he's some prime Casemiro or nothing like that. And then you want to put, I don't know, Ugarte or Mainu.
Well, that's the thing, right? I'm not gonna hate on Ugarte and give him undue criticism, but there's no way, like, for a lot of people who have spent the last year slating Ugarte, that they're gonna honestly say he should be playing now. You can't.
Honestly, he should have played today. West Ham is a more difficult game in terms of the midfield battle, and we lost the midfield battle.
We did lose the midfield today. Second half was a little better, but
they played Thursday. Palace don't have the squad that, to compete in Europe, to be honest with you. But he should have played today and kept Casemiro fresh for Thursday. It is what it is. At least don't play Mainu as CDM. If you're going to play Bruno and not drop him, because that, and again, Ugarte is not fresh either. Like, these people should have gotten more minutes over time. He is not as raw as Mainu because he's still come on in place of Casemiro, done shit. Not well, but he still has legs, which we do need in the midfield. So, let's see what Thursday brings. Hopefully, Liverpool lose today, so that'll be great.
That would be nice. That would be nice. And I mean, West Ham's an interesting game. It'll be, I don't know what to expect from West Ham most of the time. Like, they're usually mostly shit, but like, does it matter?
No, we said the same against Everton. We get cocky, we get overconfident, and we fuck up. I was not expecting a win-win today. Like, it's Palace. We've not done well. Same with Brighton. And when we don't expect us to do or get anything, we go on and get anything. So just, I don't know. Let's see what West Ham brings and we'll take it from there. But yeah, happy with the 3 points. This is very, like, you lose one game and it's like 6 points off. It certainly suddenly looks,
I know. The table is
and
nuts.
look at it's Sunderland in fourth or something. Not that they're going to stay there.
Yeah.
So with all due respect to them, they won't get relegated, but they're not going to stay in European places.
It's 4 points to second.
Yeah.
And it's
and
4
this is
points
where
to
we need
15th.
to rank up these points.
4 points to second and 4 to 15th. It's nuts. It's the Premier League.
This is where we rank up those points when
the
Champions League comes in, so we are within a shooting distance of getting Champions League. Because the chasing game only works with teams like Man City or squads like Man City. Because they've chased like 9 or 11 points to win the title. We don't have that squad, so that's not happening.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
Overall, happy. Better than Everton. Much better than Everton, I would say. But still a lot of improvement needed. Like, first half was utter shit.
It was really bad. We know what we need. We need midfield.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And no hate on Euro there. He's 20 years old. He's super.
It happens,
for his
man.
age. Exactly.
I'll always let him off now.
I've seen people blame Lamens for that penalty.
Nah.
Like, it's a penalty, man. Like, come on.
What's he gonna do, man? And you got to take it twice. It's like now you got to try to guess right.
Did the rules change or something? Because
the rule changed this summer after the thing that happened last year, which is an insane rule. What an awful rule! What an awful rule! It's so stupid that you can score a penalty.
That would have been fun. 2-0 clean sheet. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All
right, my friend. Thank you very much.
James. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. All right, Marcus. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
Good, you?
It's been a while. I'm really happy with today's result. Mazraoui, when he came on, made a massive difference as far as
I'm
concerned. I didn't like. He's been one of those players that I'm not fully. I like him. I think he's good, but I think we could get money for him in the summer. Kind of like him. But he proved today. I don't want him at wing back, but I'd keep him at right back.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Also, center back is the right spot for him if he's going to play.
Absolutely. Because he was outstanding going, he blocked so many. I feel sorry for Euro. I don't think he's an intelligent young kid. I think he's grounded. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to have, he did make a couple of good blocks today. He did have a couple of
he had
moments.
one really good on the one that Laman's palms, and then he brushed over and made another block. Yep.
Yeah. So it wasn't an atrocious performance. Bruno picked it up.
You can tell he takes it. You could tell he takes it very hard when it like he's not passing the buck on to anybody when he has a rough game or makes a mistake or something. Like he accepts it and he feels bad but I think he'll be all right in bouncing back from that because he recognizes, he takes responsibility. So
he takes responsibility, which is half of what being a man is taking responsibility for your actions. And he's a mature young kid, and I think he's going to be fine. He'll get applauded when he gets back to Old Trafford, and everything will be good when he comes on as a sub.
Yep.
Happy Verzerski. Great goal. Oh my God. How did he get that in?
Yep.
I don't think the penalty was a penalty. I thought it was very, very soft. I don't really think that should have counted.
Okay.
And what's that double tap? I thought that someone said, with the throw-in, what happens if you muck up a throw-in?
Why is a foul throw? You turn over possession, but a foul penalty, you get to redo it? Like, that's crazy.
Wow. On a corner kick when you kick, anyway, never mind. But overall a good performance. And it'll quiet down the Amorim outers for a little bit. In the second half, I was confident right through it until about the last 5 minutes when I got a little nervous.
Yeah, but the last 5 minutes I was scared.
But then we seemed to take control in the last couple of minutes. So we kind of said, we didn't have that. Well,
they didn't get any chances, even though they were passing around. They didn't get any chances for the last 35 minutes of the game, I want to say. Like, nothing.
No. I mean, what did they get? They got one or two shots on net the whole game. And actually, no, Le Mans saved a couple. So
Yeah,
I was
earlier
pleased
on,
with
yeah.
the performance. I would have liked to have been a bit further ahead, maybe make it 3-1 and bring on Shea Lacey.
That would be
But
nice.
I think that might happen. I think if they're going to bring kids on, they might do it at Old Trafford like they did with Lamans. They didn't want to bring him on at an away game, even though it was an easy game against, what was that, Sunderland? Or no,
Sunderland was his first start, wasn't it?
Right. It was a game before that everyone wanted him to start, but it was an away game. I think, yeah. Anyway, that was the 3-1 Brentford game, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, I'm happy with what's going on. Even if we win one, lose one, win one, lose one, we'll still be up there.
Yep.
But I think we'll have a run. I think our next really tough game is Arsenal and at Highbury. I think we're going to get more than. They showed a lot more heart today, which was the main thing. They just looked dead last week. They looked like they didn't want to move. So.
Yep. Agreed. All right, buddy. Thank you for that.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
See you, buddy.
And woohoo! Happy Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Good job, friend. See you. All right, Umesh, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you again.
Hello, I'm doing good. How about you?
Good.
Good. Yeah. I think to start off, tough win, huh? Positives first. I think, man, that open play tightened up hard in the second half. I thought Bruno was way better in the second half. Casemiro was old man Casemiro, but I will take the fact that the rest of the team carried him through the game. I thought, especially the defenders. Mazraoui was amazing as a centre back for the level of stability we needed in the second half, right? And I think something that I mentioned in the last game was the team was sleeping from minute one, and I think this game we again switched it around. Wouldn't you know it? We look better. Who could have guessed that? Every game for us this year will be very, very tough games, and if we can come into these games attacking our opponents from minute one, we put ourselves in a better position at the end of the game. Win or lose does not matter, as long as we can put ourselves in better positions repeatedly. We produce the chances of better outcomes. So that's where I think overall that's what I think about the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those that, like you said, we put ourselves in a position where we can win a game. I think the thing that maybe you would agree that we can most take away from our discussions of the last few weeks about this is, like, I think we kind of know where we are, right? I mean, I don't think any of us are deluded as to where we are when we win. And it's why when we lose, it's like, it's frustrating, but it's obvious what the problems are, like you said, when we can't turn up from minute one, that happens a lot. And we don't have the legs, the energy to do it every week, especially in the middle, the heartbeat of the team. I think Wharton looked significantly better than both of our midfielders in that first half. Significantly better. Two new midfielders would make a massive difference. There's no way around that.
Yep, absolutely. I think, just adding to that, earlier you had mentioned how we need aggression in our games. I want to amend that by saying that I think we need more controlled aggression. We need defenders like De Ligt and Luke Shaw especially today. And
Luke Shaw's so aggressive.
Casemiro.
Yeah.
Exactly. And players like these that can control the game through repeated controlled defensive actions that lead to ball recoveries for our attackers to be able to do something. Because whenever you see Mbeumo in this game, he's just constantly running either to the ball or he's running with the ball. And if you can get defensive players behind him that can get the ball and then ship it off to him, you produce better outcomes. A couple of weeks ago, I said that this team needs to be legs over everything. This is one aspect of it. This is what we mean when we say legs over everything. It has to be the motto for this team. This is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It is. It's what we're like. Look, I mean, the assessment for the team quite a long time ago when they just came in, actually, and Ineos and Wilcox and Amorim and all of that, was that the team has not been able to compete physically at the level that they should, even if there's talent. And so even when I'm heavy on Bruno, why? It's the physical levels, the energy, the intensity. It's not there the way that it was. It's the same for Casemiro. We know the quality these guys have, but they don't have the ability to compete physically, and the guys we're bringing in are better in that respect. We need more of it. We need more legs. We need more physicality just to raise that baseline up before the rest comes into play,
Exactly. And just like adding on to a couple of individual performances that I thought were interesting. I loved Mbumo a lot more than I think the average person would, because he was constantly running from the first minute to the last minute he was running. And I appreciate that in any player at United. I will always appreciate that.
Sure, of course.
Euro had a tough game. I get it. But, like a previous person said, he's 20. So let's remember the fact that he's a young defender finding his feet in a league that can throw attackers of all kinds of quality at you, that can skin you in more ways than one. So he will find his time. He will get his time. Ineos seems to be doing that, and I think he will be good. I will retain my Jay-Z Glazer card from a couple of weeks ago and mention that I thought his goal was extremely good.
That's true. I remember you did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's his first one in 364 days since like Everton like a year ago. So I'm gonna absolutely ride on the Joshua Zirkzee train, and I will absolutely smokescreen over the fact that his first half work was lackluster, to put it mildly. But it is what it is. You need performances like these in tight moments to produce results like this. I thought Lomans was quite sneakily good. I don't think a lot of attention will be put on him, but I thought he was sneaky good. He controlled the box really well, and I think he has room to grow, and he needs to be a bit more aggressive in the box, but hey, I'll take his prayers and performances as well. Obviously I think Bruno getting the man of the match is contentious, to put it that way, but it is pretty contentious, but from my perspective, I will argue that yes, while we do live and die by Bruno's hands and feet, this is where the team is. This is where the team is. We need to rely on elite level players like Bruno that can produce these performances in the tough games that can get us these results. Now, is he a long-term future? Probably not, but is it what we need right now? I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get that. Like you say, it's like I've said many times, that we do live and die by Bruno, and the issue is that we shouldn't be there as a team. That's not what we should be as a team, and I'd like us to move on from that. But as I've been saying the last week or two, I don't see the obvious solution anywhere on the bench or elsewhere anyway. So it's sort of like, we got to do something. That's why I'm like, if we get Gomez, I'm not saying you're going to bench Bruno. You're going to bench Casemiro. You're going to give us more legs in the middle. It's going to help us. Is it ideal? No. Anderson, to me, is the long-term Bruno replacement who gives you everything. He's the perfect player for that in the long term of what we should be building around for the future. It's a problem, but it's like, again, it's like you say, he's still one of the only players who has that. And I agree, but it's just not where we should be as a team. It is an issue as a team that we are so into that. And I think the thing is, we will be so long as Bruno plays, because he's just so influential, and there's no way around that. He's not going to be a player who takes a back seat when he's on the pitch. It's impossible.
Absolutely. He's a very, very front-footed player, both mentally and physically. And yes, while it's frustrating defensively because he just runs around like a headless chicken, because let's be very, very honest, defense is not his best work. But when he gets the ball at his feet, my goodness, he is special. I'll put it that way. He's special. Sure. That's where I think that is. And in conclusion, every single weekend whenever I get to talk to you, I always end our conversations about talking about the understanding that this is where we are as a team, both in the good days and in the bad days. We need to remember that this is still a team to Ineos's level. This is year one of the rebuild. So if their rebuild is, let's say, 3 to 5 seasons long, this is year one. So we have a lot more room to grow than even we give ourselves the patience for. And we need to remember that the Premier League is more difficult now because we are coming up against teams like Crystal Palace, teams like Nottingham Forest, teams like Sunderland, and there's so many other teams that are well-recruited teams. These are well-built teams. So
Yeah.
When we win this game, we need to remember that, yes, we had tough moments as well. That first half was tough. There were moments in the second half where it was difficult. We were on our backs for an entire half and then some. We had our struggles. So we have ways to go. But we will also take the 3 points we can get because there are positives. So we take them, right?
Yep.
And I think this is where I think you would agree with this this is the difference between us regular plebs and the people that truly get to work in elite levels of football is they're able to compartmentalize the result aspect of the game
for sure
and the positives versus the negatives. And I think that is why, and I'm starting to see the understanding of Ineos in this sense, in trusting Amorim at the present, is, look, whatever results you get us, the results is a separate part of the business, and the positives and the negatives, that is a separate part of the business. The more positives you generate, the more chances you get a result. Doesn't guarantee you a result. Doesn't mean that, if Amorim suddenly turns everything into a positive, we're going to collect 3 points every single weekend. Doesn't work that way. But there are two aspects of this business, and I think Manchester United needs to keep remembering this every single season, every single game, because that is what gets us from a struggling giant to a team that is well respected by everybody and that is finally performing at the level that I think we deserve to.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna stay the course, keep on going, keep on rebuilding, and that's why I hope they follow through on that in January.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Improve what needs to be improved. All right, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you, my friend. All right, Anye, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, James.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, bro. We're so lucky that we won that game today. I imagine if we didn't get the 3 points today, I think you would have gotten a lot of ridiculous headlines after the 90 minutes today.
Of course.
A lot of ridiculous headlines today. I think we really need something in January, honestly, because the midfield, Casemiro, I think, there's something you said about, games after the third international break to into the new year, where these are the games where, really make or break you. And I think we're entering to a point where the Premier League is beginning to catch up with Casemiro now. I mean, the first 10 games he was quite good, but now I'm thinking, wow, especially last game and this game, he kept giving everything away today. It was so ridiculous that first half.
It was really bad.
It was giving me flashbacks of last season. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, he looked like Casemiro 4-0 Palace away 2014.
Yeah, because when that is the issue of the team, then that means that the whole team crumbles if that is happening.
Yes.
I think Euro, I think he needs to be dropped for now.
Yeah, I think he will. I think Masraoui is going to take that spot now. And
I think Lenny is talented, but I think the issue is happening right now is he's dueling. Those duels. I'm not talking of playing out from the back. He's exceptional all those things, but the dueling aspect is he's beginning to lose them. Like the last game, Everton game. Look at the goal we conceded. The same kind of goal this game too. So I think
same spot, same thing actually. That ended up a different outcome in a way, but same idea.
Yeah, and it's quite funny how for all the the lack of energy in our performances, we still concede. The goals we concede is not like a well-worked goal against us.
No,
it's still somebody
doing it's a huge mistake.
Mistakes. To show you how we've still improved a bit, even though we're still not 100%. The last game against for all the bad things we did against everything, the goal was really just us giving them that goal. It was like a 2 against 5 or something like that. It was
2 against 7. There was actually 9 United players in the frame against 2. Not all 9. In defense, but 9 in the frame of the shot when there was 2 Everton attackers at one point. Yeah.
Nah. So we need to stop conceding these embarrassing goals. It's like when Managerial was in net and he kept on chucking the ball into the net. It's kind of the same thing. The kind of goals we're conceding. They're so childish, Today's goal, I don't know why that penalty was given back to Mateta. I thought
the rule change is crazy. Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, so but I think I'm happy for Xerxes though. Even though first half was a bit slow, but I think I'm happy that he got his goal. I'm happy that Mount scored. And we kind of need to just, keep this, let this be kind of like a positive momentum going forward.
Yep.
Our next game is Wolves. West Ham. We need to really, really put the pressure on the boys to perform. I think Ahmad and Mbeumo, they were a bit silent today. I wouldn't say they were bad, but they were non-existent today.
Exactly that, yes. Which the fact that we won despite that is a little bit of a good sign,
kind of
because
a little positive.
Yeah, they didn't have to carry us to victory. We had other contributors to scoring goals finally.
Yeah. I think we miss Maguire. I wish Maguire was playing in the center for.
We miss Maguire a lot,
for us, because Maguire knows how to play with. I think what De Ligt has a problem is playing with strikers that are intelligent, not just physical. Strikers that have the sense to drop in. Because Mateta, even though he's kind of physical, he's also very, very intelligent. And I think De Ligt kind of struggles where defenders are. The striker is playing around you, playing in the pockets, going to areas where you don't want to. And Maguire handles that like much better. So, yeah.
Well, it's interesting on that, because one of the first times I looked at that, I did a video that was talking about our preseason game against Everton. And I think maybe it was Barry, the striker. And I'm not saying he's great, but what he did in that game was he was doing what Mateta did today. He was all over where he was dropping, where he was stepping up, he handled De Ligt in that preseason game. And I said, that's an area De Ligt's going to have to improve in. He's gotten better in it through the season, but Mateta's good. Mateta's a really good striker. I think very underrated, really, really intelligent striker, hard to deal with, and very physical on top of that. So, got to accept that.
Yeah. And so I think if we won the Everton game, we would have been third on the table. You know how crazy that is. We would have been third or fourth. I know, third or fourth. I can't remember what. But
third, right? Maybe it depends on the goal difference, but third maybe.
Yeah, if we won the Everton game, look at where we're in the table. So I think we just need to. I'm happy that we can get these results, even though the game was not a perfect game today. We just need to continue. We're sixth, and that is, realistically where we should be at. We're not far off from where we're supposed to be. We're not, I don't want to get into the whole top 4 thing, but let's step by step. Every win matters, because I've accepted that every game is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. The most important thing right now is the results.
Exactly.
I've given up on pretty performances because we need those results.
Yeah. Performances is
we'll
see. I mean, but it's like you say, we are where we're supposed to be. We're playing tough teams. We're playing tough games. Every game in the Premier League right now is tough. We know we're not. So, we don't have the quality to say, oh, we're going to pull way away from the pack of these teams. Our team's not that good. So,
and Palace, it's a dangerous team for us to play. They use the same formation as us. It was a really even matchup, and it was not going to be a pretty game. We haven't won there in a long time.
A long time. And any games in London, it's been 3 years besides Fulham. So, all right, my friend. Yeah, we haven't won in 3 years away at London outside of Fulham 3 times. So it was 26 games. We only had 3 wins against Fulham. Yep.
All right, James. Nice.
See you later, buddy. Thank you.
See you later. Yeah.
All right, my friends. Yes, thank you for all the call-ins there. If anybody else is still trying, we might have a moment there. But well, that does it. That'll do it for today. I'm very interested to do the tactics on this, to re-look at this, because I think it's going to be really obvious where things were not working in the first half, where they turned around a bit in the second half. Even though our goals were set pieces, how do we get a bit more control? Why was our defending better? I think it's going to be really obvious. I think a lot of it's going to be as simple as Amorim said. In the first half, you're going to see us losing a bunch of duels. In the second half, we're going to be winning the duels, picking up those second balls, things like that. And it's not much more complex than that, especially because it was system versus system. You get a lot of, it really comes down to the individual battles at the end of the day. But huge win for United, huge. And it's, I don't want to do this too much of this, but the reason these games are so big, right, is right now United are sitting in 7th, 21 points, 1 point behind Sunderland, 1 behind Brighton because they're winning, 3 behind Villa because they're winning, 2 behind Chelsea, who are yet to play, but play Arsenal today. So if they lose, we're only going to be 2 off of them. But you look at the next game round, right? Brighton and Aston Villa play each other. That's 2 teams in front of us. So a win will see us very likely jump over at least one team in there, you know. Liverpool and Sunderland play each other, and they're right around us. So it's these games that are happening, so many games. It means every week, every win, you're probably moving up a couple positions in the table every time you win. We've got to win these games. And West Ham is the next one. It's at home. It's another one where we should have no excuses. We should win. We should win that game. You know, we cannot. And the fact is that I hope we ride the second half momentum of this into it. Other than that, we know what this team is. We know what this team is. It is a sometimes team with problems. It's problems in the midfield. The more players we have in the front line, the better it helps. The more we have guys like Šeško, the better it relieves some of the burden on the midfield. I don't expect we'll see a ton of changes Thursday. Mazraoui in for sure. Other than that, we'll see if there's any other changes. But really, really happy to get the win today because we needed it. And yeah, have we learned anything? Not really. I think we've just learned more of what we've already known. We're going to struggle to compete with the midfield, with the players that we have in these positions. Not just the midfield, there's other positions that are weak too. We're going to struggle. And it's going to be really predicated based on those games, those performances of a lot of individuals in those positions. You know? So if we can raise the consistency and the level of competition in those positions, we'll do better. We need help in the market. It's going to be very inconsistent until then, I feel, unfortunately. But it might be enough to keep us in the hunt until we can get some help. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to smash a like on the video on your way out, and I will see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Glad to get this done out of the way early and a good one with a short turnaround till Thursday. Thank you for all the people who did the call-ins. Thank you for everybody watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you later. Have a good one, everybody. Goodbye.